No more vaccines in Florida if Ron DeSantis gets his way. The Republican governor wants to eliminate all vaccine mandates for kids so that kids going to school no longer have to get any vaccines at all. DeSantis' Surgeon General, his top health official.
The Florida Department of Health, in partnership with the governor, is going to be working to end all vaccine mandates in Florida law. All of them. All of them.
Are you stupid or something?
Every last one of them is wrong and drips with disdain and slavery.
Well, that's just stupid.
What up, my beautiful black people? Welcome to Black People Politics Network. I'm Mr. Red. Now, family, this one is going to be raw, okay? Consider this a rant. Because after I just put out this video about Rudy Giuliani and how he loves kissing Trump's butt, I got alerts on my phone. Breaking news that Florida just ended vaccine mandates for children. And to justify it, you know what they did? They rolled out the state's black surgeon general who compared vaccine requirements to slavery. That's right. They rolled out one of them house Negroes to go ahead and tell people that vaccines for children are bad, or that, you know, not giving people the full context of why we do mass vaccines. Today's gonna be a little raw. This video is gonna be raw because I do have my notes, but at the same time, I'm really pissed about this because this is stupidity. Slavery, okay? They rolled out the Negro to tell us that vaccines are slavery. I'm gonna get back on his ass in a minute. After they tried to erase slavery from the textbooks, Trump and his administration rolling back everything that has to do with black people, and this black cooning dude comes out and says that vaccine mandates are akin to slavery. They tried to erase slavery from textbooks, but now they roll out the House Negro to weaponize that very history for politics. It's dangerous, it's goddamn insulting, and it puts our kids at risk. Listen. I'm gonna try to keep myself together because I'm really pissed. The editing is gonna be raw. I'm gonna be raw. This is infuriating. How people will believe the stupidity. They're gonna roll this black guy out here to tell us this shit, and then when it all goes wrong and kids start dying and people start catching these preventable diseases, they're gonna blame that black dude. They're gonna say that he was incompetent. And then that means that we're all incompetent, even though they picked this House Negro to come up and say that. We have a lot to discuss. Let's strap in. Let's get after it.
So Ron DeSantis is really going to live up to that name. Him and his attorney general just announced that they will be ending the vaccine mandates for schools. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. Florida is officially off my places to visit because it's going to be a cesspool after this. This is absolutely disturbing, but his verbiage there is very interesting to me because Florida has that fetal heartbeat law. And he says that it is slavery to tell someone what they can put in their bodies.
Who am I to tell you what your child should put in your body? I don't have that right. Your body is a gift from God. What you put into your body is because of your relationship with your body and your God. Don't have that right. Government does not have that right.
Let's take a look back.
Most of the abortions that happen later in pregnancy are really tragedies where it's really a disappointment for everyone involved.
But I take it with all those words, you do agree with basically murdering a child after they're born. Miss Graves, could you answer that?
Congressman, how you just characterize the representative statement is extremely inflammatory and the type of thing that is dangerous.
Shame on all of you! Shame on you killing babies! You're murderers! You're murderers! You're murderers! You're murderers!
If abortion was the best choice for your girlfriend, why try to deny that choice to other women? Why do you seek to deny the choice that you said was best for your girlfriend's life?
Let me finish explaining.
Why do you seek to deny it to other women?
Let me. I don't.
You have voted to restrict abortion access as well.
And I have. And I'm a pro-life person.
So, Richard Haltorf, a Republican running for Congress in Colorado, you gave your girlfriend money to get an abortion. You said it was her choice and she had the right to do so. But you also voted to restrict abortion access in Colorado.
Government does not have that right.
They're hypocrites.
This is the playbook, y'all. When Republicans know something is offensive, they put a black face out in front of it to say it. That way, they can't be called out for it. They have someone to blame. And this is why we get mad at you House Negroes for following the GOP, for being a part of MAGA, because you are just a useful tool to allow them to openly express their racist ideologies and beliefs. And your ass is sitting there grinning and cooning and think that you have points, but you don't. You don't have the facts on your side. Now let's be real. Slavery was chains, whips, auctions, people eating us, stolen families. I could go on and on. Comparing that vaccine that protects children from polio and measles to slavery. Now that's just false. That's disrespectful to our ancestors. Let's not forget our people who are indigenous to this land. What do? They tried to wipe them out with measles and smallpox. I want y'all to remember that. Yes, these same colonizers gave them goddamn blankets with smallpox. These are the things that they want to get rid of vaccine mandates for. Think about that for a second. They're not protecting kids. They're not pro-life. These mofos are supposed to be pro-life, but yet they're going to take away a vaccine mandate that's going to put kids at risk by rolling the coon black Negro out in front of everybody, telling us that, oh, these things are bad. Again, when it don't work out, he's going to be on the chopping block. This is unbelievable, you all, that people could be this dumb.
This to me is just another form of trying to completely cripple and destroy America and Americans to make us more reliant on a very destructive and very labor heavy, I will say slavery like government that we have here, who want us to work for piss poor wages and who are not controlling or having these corporations pay their fair share. This is biohazard warfare. Bio warfare. This is akin to Christopher Columbus and his ilk coming over to the country and giving blankets of illnesses to Indians, Native Americans rather, and having them killed in the millions. This is what this is.
Right, vaccinations are the reason why we've been able to live as long as we can in this day and age, right? We have made so many advancements within like the past, 70 years? Vaccines are the reason why folks get to live as long as they do these days. And they're actively trying to these folks and it doesn't make any sense to me because y'all are actively targeting children.
I want you to know that serious people aren't falling for this. Black people are calling this out. We're skeptical for a reason because we've seen this bait and switch before. They sell it as freedom, but freedom for who? Freedom to put kids at risk? Again, this is supposed to be the party of pro-life. But as soon as your ass is born, they don't give a shit about you. You are a means to an end. And this is why black people don't trust the Republican Party. These people don't care if we bring back outbreaks of diseases that we already beat. The stats prove it. But with MAGA, they're so fucking dumb, they don't believe in anything that they're not coming out and saying. We're in a dangerous time because stupid people, the idiocracy type people, are running the show right now, really. They want us to argue about buzzwords instead of talking about how this affects real people, kids, parents, old people, communities, how this could affect the country, how this kind of shit gets spread around the world. They're playing in your faces. And if you are a MAGA and you support this, you don't realize that you're putting your kids, your grandparents, your old people, even some people who are relatively young but may have illnesses. You're putting everybody at risk because of culture wars.
The Surgeon General of Florida, Joseph Ladapo, likened vaccine mandates to slavery. I am not kidding you. He did say that. The problem is that they are using politics to dictate public health, and that's never really worked out well. And we're really in trouble with situations like this. This decision is going to affect millions of lives, and I'm curious what Disney is going to say about this, because Disney World's going to be highly affected by this type of decision, because there's going to be a higher risk of infectious diseases brewing around in very public, highly congregated areas. But we need physicians, healthcare workers, scientists, public health experts speaking out against this, because this is wrong and we're putting children's lives at risk.
I'm going to try to get through my notes calmly on this one. We need to be serious about this. Vaccines are the reason we don't bury children from diseases every year like our great-grandparents did. And that's the truth. But when politics replaces science, truth doesn't matter. And the people who get hurt the most are the ones with the least access to health care. That means us. That means our kids. And anybody with 2 brain cells knows that this is bad, including doctors. The experts have been clear. And this administration doesn't want to listen to the experts. They want to listen to conspiracy theories. This is playing games with children's lives.
As a healthcare professional, I've seen firsthand what happens when preventable diseases spread. It puts children, seniors, and first responders in danger. Ending these protections doesn't make us freers. It makes us more vulnerable. I'm Bernard Taylor, and I'm running for Congress because at the end of the day, we need leaders who put public health before politics, together so we can keep Florida families safe and healthy.
Now, I don't want you to miss the bigger picture here. Florida isn't just a state making bad choices. It's the testing ground. If it works, other Republican states will follow. This is the GOP's new normal. Turn science into politics. Turn public health into a culture war. And let preventable diseases come back while they fundraise off the outrage. And let me tell you something, I'm going to add this in. It's not in my notes, but you know a movie that stood out in my head based upon this? I want you guys to remember the movie V for Vendetta with the masked guy. Ain't that ironic? But in it, if you remember correctly, the government used disease to weaponize against the people. And then they ran off of that same thing that only they could be the ones to get rid of this outrage. And they entrenched power through doing that. Do you remember that? If you haven't watched that movie, it is a perfect example how people give up their power to government officials who only want authoritarian regimes for selfish means. They sold it out to a bunch of oligarchs into one person, and this was the playbook. Create the disease, sell the cure, look like the hero, even though you're the villain that started this shit. It's hypocrisy on steroids.
They're about to start sending kids to school in Florida with no vaccinations required. Going as far as to say that it's damn near a crime to force people to get vaccinations. Oh, man. Everybody, we are at the point of no return. This next couple years is going to be a very interesting time in American history. I'm a history guy. Love it. Love history down. All kinds of history. They finna talk bad about this generation. When I tell you, boy, in 100 years, if people are still on this planet roaming, they are finna talk cash, money, shit.
Family, it's hard for me to churn out 2 videos in a day. And today is going to be one of those days. I'm sorry for the quality on this one. I'm going to do the best that I can, but I need to get this one out because this one is dangerous. This one here, if you have any people that you love or care about that lives in Florida or even in the southern states, because just because it happens in Florida, those people travel in and out and around those different areas. And so everyone could be potentially affected, especially people that go to Florida on planes and then they come and fly into your city and pass these things on to your kids. Let me reiterate, this dumbass coming up on stage talking about this shit is about slavery. This is why I keep making videos on black people who sell their souls out. for just a little bit, just for Massa, we's cold, Massa, we's hungry, Massa, we show is doing good. This is why I make those videos, because you all cooning for these motherfuckers makes us all look bad. This ain't about freedom. This is about sacrificing our children's health for political clout. They want us divided, confused, and too tired to push back. But we can't let that happen. We've got to call it out for what it is. And it's a dangerous lie sold with a black face to protect white conservative agenda. If you can't see that shit, I can't spell it out any clearer. Stay vigilant, stay engaged, stay revolutionary.